Welcome to the Aro Benaiah Show. Today we have Alejandro Sansevieri, an IT security expert with over 20 years of experience in cybersecurity and IT management. Alejandro helps our businesses and family build resilient system, prevent breaches, and turn security into a shared culture, not just a checklist. Alejandro, it's really a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
I'm always like to kind of share information on this topic because it's so I think it's so necessary not only for business but also for families,
Yeah.
members, anybody who can use a piece of technology these days
Yeah.
need this kind of guidance. We have mothers, we have aunts, we have people that, they're still getting those links that are very, I would say, unusual, and so we need to make sure that everyone is taking care of it in that situation.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you. So, why is security not just a tech problem, but people's problem?
So, yeah, technology is a piece of hardware that it doesn't have emotions, doesn't get tired, and it doesn't get fatigued, and is very social engineered. And sometimes we don't realize that, that is really one of the biggest risks because we get wear out, we get emotional as humans, and so all those things can either work for you or against you. And a lot of times it does work against us in a way. Any little challenge that we may have, we need to make sure that we educate ourselves and try to get that handle, because if not, we'll be in big trouble, and that's something that we don't want, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So we always hear the stories about the guy for Facebook posting a nice vacation in the Bahamas, and the first thing that the bad guys is going to say, "Oh, we got an empty house somewhere." We've seen it in movies and Home Alone, so that's really the thing. And now we can share our experience, but at the same time, at what price? So that's very important. And considering the fact that also in the business side, it's a lot. The risk is a lot greater, right? So that's the key point. But let's not forget about the other side.
Yeah.
So every time we do have two different books. We have the business book, and then we have our family share book, and that's something that we actually do in ourselves right here in the office. Is trying to also give some time for the people that are around us, because that will help us a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's really amazing. So, what are the most common mistakes business make when it comes to IT security?
I think what happens is we do have a way to drive our business, and we don't really question too much what are the risks about the tools that we have. Even nowadays, we do have these big AI machines that we can ask them anything, but we all rarely ask how much of that information gets out. We think it's on our phone, but it's on our phone, so we need to question all that. So every acquisition of services that we have, we need to actually also question, where is that machine going? What is it doing? What kind of information is it getting out there? So question every compliance factor on that. Give you a little bit of insurance on where are you going and what is it that you need to do to kind of counteract that. Of course, what we do in our office is, we have these license agreements that are like 50 pages that nobody reads, right? But at the same time, we do have to have those lawyers that will say, hey, can you look at this? What is it that we have here? Are we buying a service that we're giving everything to them, or we just getting some help and, it will stay with us? So that's the first point. So question everything, every service, every help that you get. And like, you do an interview for an employee, same thing.
Yeah, amazing. So, how can family protect their digital footprint in 5 minutes a day?
Good question. Usually, what I usually do is make sure that we get educated, and I spend quite a bit of time with family members on that, and just make sure that they understand how big the risk is. Nothing is free in the world, even though the toolkits has been offered and email and all that. No, there's always a catch to it, and sometimes that's the thing. If it's free, then you are the product. So how can you counteract that? Do you really need to have all that information? Maybe they don't need that information, or they need some of it, but not all of it. So and that's part of it, and that's part of getting there and just make sure that question every vendor, one way or the other.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. So, what are some of the lessons you have learned from cybersecurity incidents, and how do you patch them?
I have a story that it was very, very interesting. That always kind of every time they ask me this question, I do really, it's ingrained in my story of issues that I had throughout my career. I started back in 1998. So it was a totally different ballgame. But I worked for a fintech, I worked for a bank, and that was really, really, really important to have all our processes and our paperwork on check. So one of the requirements is to have our operation off-site headquarters for a day. That's one of the biggest requirements of the fintech in some states. So anyway, so we actually make a plan. We went with our customers. We went with our board of directors. So we spent almost 3 months in the planning. And so we have IBM backed up, big company, and they give us all the solutions that we needed. So the day that we have our operations ready, off-site with thousands of dollars expenditure, our encrypted card wouldn't work. So that goes to show you that minimal detail that you have is something that you always have to keep in mind, those details, that it will give you that questioning. Do we have that? Can we use it? Can we test it? How are we going to test it? So we create this scenario in every of the business that we help, and then we say, okay, let's create a chaos. Let's create a chaos, and let's make sure that every little detail of operations that you have a plan A, you have a plan B, and you also have a plan C. And once you get to that level, you will feel so much better about the operations of the business, because that's the necessity that you need. I always remind myself of that. The teacher, they always used to tell me, put a little fence in front of your house. It's better than nothing in the house, right? So you have to have that leverage, because, overall, there's always also money involved, and I totally understand. But how far are you willing to go to protect your business? That's really the key of it. And sometimes it doesn't take money. It only takes education. Or it always takes time. And those things may be something that you can actually balance in a way. So a lot of business think it's all about money. No, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's about what is it? What kind of judgment do you have? Do you see an email that is kind of funny? Pick up the phone and call them. Hey, Aro, did you send that email to me, or it was somebody else? That's simple. It's not that complicated. So go back and double check. See, okay, well, yeah, that's what it was. Because technology, really, we've seen those texts, hey, call me or send me the PDF file, that be a bank sheet. Okay, give me a call. Why not?
Yeah.
Send a message through other media, or send it through an email, or send it to, or call, another partner. That, hey, are we doing this project? So those little things will actually keep you on check for sure.
Yeah, amazing. I think this is very, very key, especially in this digital age and time where there is a whole lot of link flying here and there. I think it was on WhatsApp the other day, and a friend was posting a particular link that, when you see this link pop up on your phone, once and it's don't click it. I suppose you're going to have access to a whole lot of things that you have. They might actually get to hack your WhatsApp and every other stuff. And I think when you just make reference to, take some little step. When you see a link, instead of clicking, make some calls, do some follow processes that can sound more like a fence to the house. Which is far way better compared to more like just diving into this without any background or a system that gets to work on it better.
For sure.
Yeah. So what should a company prioritize first? Prevention, detection, or response?
Well, there are two key scenarios that this actually work sometimes. One of them is chaos. It's in every industry, pretty much. We've seen the pattern, and now we have actual data of incidents that it happens. I can mention one, which it was one of the silliest, but it cost millions of dollars. The target hacking on the Visa and MasterCard was based on a guy from an elevator that he put username, admin, and password for the elevator. They were able to get into the POS and get the credit cards through that. And the guy only was charged the elevators. And so that goes to show you how easy, they do have the time. They spend quite a bit of time. People who are really want to get your data, they will spend sometimes 2 months inside your network and you won't even notice. I seen another case of a consulting firm. It was a medical consulting firm that they didn't do anything in regards to the data, but they ruined the reputation. They started talking with the vendors. They started doing things on their social media. So reputation is a big thing. So sometimes, they are different ways that they can actually ruin your business real quick. So you need to be vigilant. Another thing is cybersecurity insurance. That's a big deal right now. You cannot run business without some kind of cybersecurity insurance. And those are part of the compliance. You need to educate yourself. Sometimes the risk is in the reception, or the risk is in the guy who takes care of watch the cars, the parking lot. You never know. So, because it's in the same network regardless.
Yeah, amazing. I think from your analogy, you just speak volumes to, prevention sometimes. Prevention is the first step to it, and it's very, very key, being that reputation is not something you can easily win back after it's been ruined. It takes a whole lot of approaches to actually get to win it back, and even if you win it back, there's no 100% guarantee that you can win on your reputation once it's been ruined. Yeah, because people doesn't listen to those appeals most times. People are triggered by those rumors, and once it's ruined, you can't even get them together get to listen to the amendment that has been more like microprocessor. And this is very, very key. So how do you measure ROI when investing in cybersecurity?
Most of the times it's about how easy and how flexible you can be in the business. And that's a big part of it. So first of all, when we created the plan, we actually created the plan with a very flexible way to do business. And that really makes a big impact, because now you have people who, hey, let's see, the building has issues with, let's say, with water. Hey, everybody can work remote these days. So that's a big ticket item. You don't have to stay in the building, go work from home. Also, calculating the loss expectancy, that's big as well. How much you can lose in that. And that really kind of keys in. I say, wait a minute, I can't stay without operation 4 or 5 days. But if you do have a different internet provider, you have a different co-location, and then you can click the switch and get all people stay working, that's. And then, the insurance premiums, if you show your insurance providers that you're taking those proactive steps to educate yourself, first of all, invest money on your infrastructure, and make sure that those things are secure. Those will be lowering by thousands sometimes, especially in some of the business, So, if you cannot deliver the product to your clients, that will actually can withstand that much of a good relationship.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks for sharing. So what role does employees, trainees play in preventing breaches?
Very, very good question. Thank you for asking, because really that's one of the big keys. We spend quite a bit of time having meetings with their business key holders to make sure that we understand their needs, and that way we'll actually can select our key drivers for the project plan. And let's face it, some people are very good at what they do, but they're not interested in tech. And that's okay. It's not something but at least be on there, see what we're doing, and just make sure that I have your commitment to support the plan, because that's the key of it. You need to make sure that those key holders, they understand that this is really needed. And once you get to that level, then it's okay not to understand tech.
Yeah.
Not everybody is in tech. And that's one thing. I always try to make our meetings not about tech, but about the solution that you can keep your open doors in the business, or to make sure that delivery gets taken care of it, because that's important for them, and that's what you need to emphasize. Really, data and tech and all that, it's confusing for a lot of people. We know that, and we need to be the ones to execute it, but at the same time, we need to kind of be able to translate it in lame terms to anybody else that they want to understand. And that's when you start really getting the trust of the key holders.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think the way you just explained just speak volumes too. As much as your employees may not be that tech savvy, there is need for them to understand a lot of, at least to an extent, some basis of what is being needed, what is required from the business, so that they could actually more like, being able to kind of safeguard to an extent from their own end, being that they have access to the platform. Yeah, this is a lot, and this is really amazing. So, what are the top steps to pass a cyber insurance audit in 2025?
There's so much. There is so many key points right now. One of them is definitely that's a must. It's now longer only username and password. There's always the other part of it, and that's really one of the things that you need to implement it right away. That's what I usually do. I usually emphasize also backups, really important. Ability not only to have a backup, but to have not only one, not only two, three backups, just to have it. And cloud-based, local-based, there's many options, and most of them right now is not like it used to be, that it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Now it's no longer a factor. So that's also, and all these key points are about education. And the thing about that is that we reevaluate education every quarter, because that's the thing about technology also. You need to keep up with those users to make sure they understand that the risks. Maybe yesterday or 10 years ago was the Melissa virus. Nobody even knows what Melissa virus is, but people in tech knew what the Melissa virus was. So, but now there's a bigger risk. Now you have maybe a handle that you own, that you have, or the hashtag that you actually, and those are really the things that you need to protect. Or maybe your social media channels. How to make sure that you actually verify identity in a media channel. And that's huge for a lot of people, because, that's how your exposure gets through it. So all those key implements need to be secure one way or the other.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for this. So, what is one simple action listener can take today or to make their digital life safe?
Yeah, like I say, one of the key points, make sure that you do have not only 2FA, but they also have other plans to recover those accounts. And those are important. And, give the users what they only need and not what they want. And that's very important. You question, okay, what is it that you need that? What is it that we need? We have clients with owners don't even have access to the whole platform of the business, because they understand that, that's a big risk for them, because sometimes they don't understand it either. So they're like, okay, no, if I don't need it, why do I have it? Okay. If I need a report, you can actually ask for it, and that's okay. But those are the key, the clients that they understand, that they know that, you might be the CEO of the company, but really there's no need for me to have, let's say, a directory of all my clients. Really, that's something the marketing needs to have, or customer service, not me.
Amazing. Thank you for the two steps you just gave us. The fact that for any person who is listening now and who wants to do something different, having two-factor authentication is very, very key. So actually more like add a little bit of layer to your cyber, your space and everything you get to do online. And also backing up your data, which is very, very key, being that, not just one, not just two, but we can have up to 3 in cloud and various other places. That make it more safer compared to when you don't have any at all, which is amazing. So How can business reduce fear, uncertainty, and doubt around cybersecurity?
Most of the times we do a simulation test, and those are well done, very detailed, like I say. And the sense of security that they have afterwards, it's something that you need to experience it. Because what happens is not only they start to understand that really sometimes it's not money, it's about a little bit of time and dedication. And once you get to that level, then things will work smooth. And with that questioning, oh, what if? What if would recover? And, and those recovery times, very important too. We have recovery times of an hour, sometimes half an hour. But if you don't know, how are you going to measure those? And so those goals need to be measured and be clear. Okay, well, yeah, it's going to take you that much. But guess what? You have it. You never lost it. And so you take that uncertainty out of that game. And that really makes the whole business a lot more solid, for sure.
Yeah, amazing. I think it just speaks volumes to when the employees and everyone around the company is being more like trained and enlightened on what cybersecurity hold. The fear is going to reduce, and yeah, the sense of uncertainty is going to reduce to being that they now know what is going on and what caused most of those ups and downs when it comes to business and when it comes to the internet. Yeah, this has really been amazing. What would be your final word to my audience?
I will say that one of the biggest things is take your time and read as much as you can, get educated. And for all the techies out there, share with your family, spend time with your family, make sure that they know what you know, because sometimes that really it's a godsend for our closest circle. And that's the most important part, because after all, there's so much money we can put in the bank and it's taken care of. Things will change drastically.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. So for my audience who want to reach out to you, who wants to connect with you and do business with you too, how can they reach out to you and where is the best platform to do this?
Yeah, we have an email, which is info@datahelp.com. They can reach us that way. And there's a website also, which is datahelp.com. And I will also send you a template of the 5 basic tips for a small business to try on and IT security. So that will give them a footprint of what is it that they can start doing for their future. So that will help out to your audience as well.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely the link is going to be on the show notes. Yeah, and thank you very much. It's really been a pleasure having this conversation. Yeah, thank you, Alejandro, and for sharing those practical steps and eye-opening insight. Listener, if you want to start protecting your business and family, check out the resources that's going to be on the show notes. This has been the Aro Benaiah Show, and once again, it's really a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.